Welcome back, friends. The mainstream media has been hiding truth from the public about crypto as a matter of national security. Within some of these truths they're hiding lies the secret to why KASPA right now is preparing for an absolutely parabolic run up to 50 cents within the next 45 days. My name's Jesse, professional poker player and mathematician. We break down crypto right on Las Vegas Boulevard. Before anyone can understand the next chess move for KASPA, it would certainly help if we set all the pieces up on the table. Zooming out in the big picture of things, as soon as Nord Stream 2 pipeline exploded, Russia retaliated by buying loads of ASIC miners. All that gas was now transferred into electric power and pumped into these ASICs, and Russia immediately became the #2 largest Bitcoin producing country right behind the United States. Now, as you know, BRICS is getting together to work with a lot of different cryptocurrencies with an economic struggle against the West. BlackRock starts talking about how they're going to do an ETF for Bitcoin. On page 78 of that ETF draft, BlackRock is talking about forking Bitcoin. This, in a way, would be how they can completely uncouple BRICS and Russia from the power of Bitcoin, because BlackRock could hard fork it and then airdrop it out, thus nullifying all this wealth that Russia and BRICS is trying to create. Digress all this information back to KASPA. As soon as all these Russian ASICs plug in, the hash rate started skyrocketing and the price started riding up too. Meanwhile, the mainstream media wasn't about to go online and tell everyone, yeah, Russia's mining a ton of Bitcoin right now and it's causing the price to spike with hash rate. So they made up this other narrative about bank runs that channels like DataDash have already proven were completely false. We can see this exact same pattern that just happened with Bitcoin happening with the KASPA hash rate as the Ice River miners are plugging in starting on July 5th to now. The hash rate of KASPA has just jumped up from 1200 terahash to 2500 terahash, pulling the price up along with it. This is just a drop in the bucket compared to the entire tsunami of hash rate that we've got coming in when the big miners arrive. All of the information we just went over is broken down in 10-minute videos. You can check these out after you're done with this one to get all the details. A lot of people were saying, oh, Binance is going to get the first listing. Based on that tweet from the lead of Binance new listings, he dropped a nice blog about KASPA in his Twitter feed. That couldn't be farther from the truth. Here's why. Going back to the inception of KASPA, there was a bunch of university guys looking for some funding for an awesome new crypto project. We can see right inside the book of KASPA, chapter 2, they reached out to Polychain Capital. You guys have all seen that movie Margin Call, right? You remember the character Eric Dale? Imagine Eric Dale of Coinbase leaving Coinbase on good terms. Now, he's the head of risk department. And what he does is he starts a new investment banking profile that oftentimes shares investments with a company known as Coinbase Ventures. They go out and they stake new crypto projects. As KASPA is a newer, more risky model, why wouldn't they just keep it off the books of Coinbase and maybe put it into the Eric Dale's, the ex-lead of risk of Coinbase themselves profile? This is making KASPA a shoe-in into the Coinbase listing, and in fact, CoinMarketCap is owned by Binance. This is why we can't get a proper ranking on CoinMarketCap, because in fact, Binance won't get the first lifting of KASPA. It will be Coinbase through this Eric Dale type character. There's one other investment bank that was involved with the seed funding of KASPA. They're known as Yes Capital, and they also funded the successful crypto project known as Quant. Quant, as we know, has a lot of ties with the central bank and CBDCs. Right now, KASPA is holding a developer festival inside a university of Uganda. Meanwhile, the Central Bank of Uganda is thinking about switching their main currency to a digital currency. As we know, this has been successful only on tropical islands, as an island has kind of a closed off economic forum. The only successful mainland country to pull off a digital currency has been Nigeria and Africa, and their neighbor in Uganda may be next, and it looks like KASPA just might be involved. Remember guys, there are a ton of different narratives going out there on YouTube, and while all the bulls on KASPA have the right idea at heart, they don't have the information all set in line. That's where you, the viewer, come into play. It's up to you guys to hit the like button, subscribe to this video, and help share it with your crypto friends. Because at the end of the day, it's player versus player. It's not retail versus retail. It's us against the institution. Summing all this data up, we know that KASPA is about to make a parabolic move based on a massive increase in hash rate. If 1,000 of those Bitmain A3 plugs in, the hash rate will quadruple from where it is right now today at 2,500. It will be at 8,300 terahash. If 2,000 of them plug in, it will 8x to 16,000 terahash. The last time that the crypto market saw a proof of work get this kind of a massive spike in hash rate alone was KDA in November of 2021. Our AI learning machine has been kind enough to pull up an article from that timeline where it shows that KDA jumped all the way into the top 30 market cap. As we know, KASPA being an acrylic graph and proof of work put together, with the KASPA Pay system and all the CBDC connections, has way more intrinsic value than KDA could have ever imagined. We should easily rocket into the top 20 market cap for KASPA. Of course, CoinMarketCap will not be listing it correctly because Binance needs to secure that deal that they're gonna get their listing from the KASPA crew, who is already in bed with Coinbase, before they'll ever properly rank it. You see where we're going now? You see how this channel puts the facts and data down while everybody else on YouTube is giving you their opinion based on one news story. We've got an AI learning machine that's putting it all together for us. We're not giving our opinion at all. We're just stating all the data points that the AI is showing us here, guys. So what's going to happen is this is an advertising moment for KASPA. Once it gets into the top 20, once it's up there with Dogecoin, then that's advertising. Then Crypto Banter needs to talk about it. Altcoin Daily, Coin Bureau, all the big channels will have to say the word KASPA. Taking a look at some charts, we can see on KASPA with our X-axis Fibonacci pitch setup, this is something you'll find only at this channel. As we switch from one color to the next, we always will find resistance. We just recently had resistance breaking into the purple zone. Last night, the total 3 took a massive slash downward in red right around 4 in the morning Vegas time. It was then we realized this is our time to DCA in before we break into this purple level, adding an additional 400,000 KASPA to my 900,000 KASPA bag. This upward momentum will continue. We will find our next resistance right before we're about to break out of the purple level, busting through this Fibonacci pitch where we will rejoin this other KASPA chart. This is where the KASPA candle will rejoin with this origin Fibonacci pitch. Now everyone's talking about 44 cents being resistance. This in fact is not true. What they're actually going to be running into is this angled Fibonacci pitch in between the blue and the gray zone right around this time frame here will be exactly parallel just by chance with that other spike at 44 cents, that's where we'll be hanging out in between this blue and red zone until the ASICs plug in. Once we get that kind of firepower on this network, this entire origin pitch we're looking at will be reduced just to one color code in a larger Fibonacci pitch. We found this article. We don't even know what system they used to come up with a very similar price prediction, saying KASPA will reach 55 cents by September. There's still plenty of time to DCA into your bags, starting with a medium position and working into a larger position until this thing begins to move parabolic. We've got all this information we've covered in these videos spread out in more detail in our last 3 or 4 uploads. Make sure you guys give them a peek, help spread the bullish word for what is actually going on, because knowledge is our #1 resource to fight against these institutional players that are trying to keep us in the matrix, trying to keep us poor. This is a great chance for us to get out of their system and liberate ourselves. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.